He'll have less spotlight on him than the star guys. Number 4, I think, is Giannis. He's still young, so I don't think he's going to have as much pressure as people are thinking, like they were with Lamar. But he could possibly, and I've said this before, LeBron took 7 years to win a ring. But then again, Giannis is also in his 7th season. So, if he doesn't get it done this year, he might be going down a path that makes you view him as a guy who couldn't get it done. The whispers are going to be going around. Number 3 is Harden. Because if he don't perform here, he's definitely going to be viewed as a guy who can't get it done in the postseason. And so is CP3, who's number 2. And Kevin Durant is going to be viewed as a guy who is just talented, not a good leader, and not valuable to a team. So I think Kevin Durant and CP3 for sure have the most pressure on them. So that's my list there. Number 1 is a toss-up between Durant and CP3. 3 is Harden, 4 is Giannis, 5 is PG. Speaking of Durant, he said the Nets are in a new season with the playoffs, and the playoffs are a whole different animal, I don't know if the Nets win it. I don't know if they've played enough together, the big 3. Only 7 games. And, they don't have defense either. All the champs have always had a top 10 defense. And that's not what the Nets have. But, then again, what if it's a good enough defense for the incredible offense they have? Sorry. It's a tough question. It really is. But we'll see what happens with that. Nets, the Nets, they're really a tough team to evaluate. They really are. Alright. But I don't think they win it. I don't. I think it eventually catches up to them, and I'm going to bring that up in my playoff bracket in a couple minutes. Alright. Just wait a second. I'm going to get some music on real quick. Alright. Sorry, it's not coming up right now. Well, it should be coming up in a second. And new blood with chlor. Let's wait for the ad. Damn it. Alright. Here we go. So LeBron says he was playing some of the best basketball of his career before the injury. And he was. I thought he was going to win MVP before that. I think he was slightly ahead of Embiid when he got injured. But, crazy thing is, this is kind of showing, a little bit, kind of showing his age. I'm not saying he's done, but I think in his 20s, he would only be out 6 games with this. But since it's a 36, 37-year-old with an ankle injury, it takes some time. So, I don't know. You can't compare 20s and 30s. It's different. So, yeah, I don't know. I thought he was going to win MVP. I told you guys this. I didn't think Steph Curry won enough. I thought Embiid missed too many games. I just thought LeBron had it perfect. And then it got blown up in his face. So, there's a report that Beal will not be 100% versus Celtics. So, I don't know. I don't know who wins. But I think the Lakers should definitely win because the Warriors don't have a big man. The Lakers, all they have is big men. So I think they should feast on them. And I think they're too Steph reliant. What they're relying on is Steph dropping like 45. So, and I'm not saying Steph can't do that, but it's gonna be tough. So I think the Lakers definitely win. But for the Wizards Celtics, that's on in like an hour maybe. I don't know. We'll see what happens there. They would have to have, if Westbrook drops like a 35-point triple-double, they win. Tonight it's going to be a little tough. But I think the Warriors lose and I say the Wizards win. And I don't think it matters because I think both the teams beat the teams beat the Pacers or Hornets. So I think both of them are going to stay in the playoffs anyway. So I don't know if it will really matter. And finally, I'm going to talk about this in a second. Ron Wolf, and I don't want to disrespect him at all. He basically made the Packers franchise what it is today. But he says that diva quarterbacks are a dilemma. It ain't a dilemma. And I don't like what people say, because there's certain things that, the good old days, had too in this. They had divas. Favre complained about Rodgers. Aikman complained about Barry Switzer. Magic complained about Paul Westhead. Said he wanted to get traded. Hours later, Westhead was fired. It's not new. John Elway complained about a coach. It's not a dilemma, Wolf. It's just more of a player empowerment era now than it was a couple years ago. It's not a dilemma though. It's a change in era. Alright, now I'm going to talk about this without music in the background. Okay. Alright, so it's not a dilemma. Wilson wasn't being a diva. He just complained about being hit a record amount of times. It's, I mean, why would you... How many more times? How many more times would you want to get hit? I mean, would... And I'm not saying he didn't sometimes run into it, but the O-line has to play better at some point. He was hit 394 times in 9 years. That's a record. And, sorry for the pause there. It's not a dilemma. It's not being a diva. It's being reasonable. You gotta draw the line somewhere. Like, Deshaun Watson. His coach tried being a GM. They traded his star receiver away. What else happened? He's just seeking competence. And that's something the Texans just simply don't have. They don't have competence. They're incompetent. They've been incompetent for years. And, that's just something it's tough to deal with. So, and look at Aaron Rodgers. His team doesn't compete in free agency. And I'm not saying his team's incompetent, but they haven't handled Rodgers very well. They've really just not. He just said all he asked for was keep Jared Cook. That's maybe a 1-year deal that you have a little money. They didn't do it. They dropped his quarterback coach without telling him. 2 days after he praised Jay Kumaro, they dropped him. And then they didn't tell Aaron Rodgers they were drafting his replacement. Aaron Rodgers is looking for honesty here. And for someone to be straight up with him. Packers are not being very considerate here. And, it's not diva. Like, when LeBron left the Cavs for the first time, that wasn't being a diva. It was... They were just being incompetent. They weren't getting him anything. In 7 years. And I've said this. They're like, oh, but Jordan, when he was losing to the Pistons, he decided to gain weight. Buddy, it's because Scottie Pippen was a rising star. And they got Scottie Pippen in Jordan's 4th year. That's why. LeBron didn't get anything. In the first 7 years, That's why he left. And I've admitted, it's, it wasn't right what he did, but you don't just, not get him any help and expect for him to be at your beck and call anyway. He's gotta draw the line somewhere. So, ain't about being a diva, it's about drawing the line. Alright. Let's get some music going. Okay. It might take a while to come up. Alright, wait like 2 seconds. So, Myles Gaskin says the Dolphins have a whole new playbook for 2021. Now, to me, first of all, these analysts that are saying they should move off Tua have to have some damn patience. I'm sorry I've been so, obnoxious about this, but they gotta have some damn patience. They gotta, want to punch him in the face. But, in all fairness, Tua this year has to do well. He's got Jalen Waddle, he's got Will Fuller, he's got Devontae Parker, he's got Mike Gesicki. He's got a defense that gave up the least amount of points last year. He's got a great head coach. I just spoke about drawing the line somewhere. And that's where we're doing with Tua. If he doesn't succeed this year, with this weaponry, it's bad. So Brady revealed some details on a pretty serious offseason injury, knee surgery. Now, to me, Tom Brady, with the roster he has now, he can probably have like 1 or 2 more good years. And I mean, he doesn't even have to have 1 or 2 more good years. That defense won the Super Bowl. Todd Bowles was the real MVP of that Super Bowl. The defense can carry him. He doesn't have to carry. That defense, that receiving core, they'll carry him. Brady doesn't need that. He's won 7 rings, he's proven himself, so. Alright. So, Dan Campbell